Welcome to this session in which we have to discuss chapter number 2 of unit 1, that is diversity in organism. Name of the chapter is biological classification. In part 1, we have to discuss, that is the introductory part, classification given by Aristotle, then Linnaeus classification, 3 and 4 kingdom classification, and in detail we have to see 5 kingdom classification, its merits and demerits, and then a synopsis of, that is 6 kingdom classification. After completion of the chapter, in the end we have to discuss, that is NCERT exemplar, some of the sample questions, and then we have to see the previous year questions which had appeared in NEET examination. That's why this is part 1st of chapter number 2, unit 1, that is biological classification. I'll deal unit 1, diversity in the living world. Chapter 1 already we have completed in 2 parts. Today we will see, that is chapter number 2, biological classification, and its first part is here. You see, biological classification, what we mean by? In chapter number 1 also you have seen classification and need of classification. What is the significance of classification? You have seen. So friends, you see vast number of the known plants and animals we have, which are belonging to different categories. It is rather very difficult to remember all these. We have to subgroup them based on their similarities, and this is called classification, right? That is, we have to put them into categories that could be easy to remember and to study all this. Earlier system of the classification of organism, that was simple, and it was based on a need to use organism, that how this organism can be used. The organism which can be used as food, which are utilized for shelter or for clothing, these have been classified, and this classification was based on 1 or 2 characteristics, and therefore this classification, this type of classification cannot be called as scientific classification. After that, Aristotle, well known, that is philosopher and scientist, you can say, that is first scientific attempt that was given by Aristotle. He classified the living organism into plants and animals, and the plants have been classified on the basis of height, that is the herb, that is the shrub, and this one is the trees. The tallest one is that is tree. Similarly, the animals have been classified. The animals which are without RBC and which are with RBC, these are known as, without RBC known as, that is anemia, spelling mistake is there, these are known as, that is NEMA, and the animals with RBC are known as, that is NEMA. So this is the figure of Aristotle, you have to remember, who has given first scientific classification. Right? Come to the next now. 2 kingdom classification. Very, very important, interesting one. 2 kingdoms classification that was given by Linnaeus, who was known as father of taxonomy also. He divided all organisms into 2 groups. Even you know that layman knows that the organism can be divided into 2 groups, that is the animals and the plants. So similarly, that is animal kingdom, that is Animalia, and the plant kingdom, that is Plenty. What was the basis to discriminate animal and plants? The major criterion of classifying plants and animals, that was presence or absence of wall. An important question. What was the major criteria to distinguish plant and animals? That was cell wall. Cell wall, if is present, that is plants. Cell wall is absent, that will be animal. You see a chart here now. That is, all living beings have been classified into kingdom Plenty and kingdom, that is Animalia. These are the characteristics. Cell wall in plants present, locomotion absent. They do not eat solid food. The response either is absent or is of low degree, and the contractile system to throw, that is waste, either is absent or it is present in some that is lower plants, that is which is a link in between plants and animals. On this side, cell wall is absent in animals, locomotion is present, mode of nutrition they use to eat solid food, response to external stimuli is present, maybe of that is varying degree, and contractile system is present. You see, Linnaeus system of classification, the kingdom Plantae, you see, it includes bacteria, algae, fungi, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, and that is angiosperms. What are the shortcomings of this classification? Children, classification means similar things, similar organism will be put in a group. But here you see, that is, this system did not distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Because in his time, this differences was not there. Means we have not identified the eukaryotes and prokaryotes. Similarly, the unicellular and multicellular organisms have been put together, and photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organisms have been put together. Do you think is it a classification? No. Prokaryotes, they don't have defined nucleus. They should not be kept with. That is eukaryotes 1. Similarly, a few organisms like Chlamydomonas, we have to underline it, like Euglena and slime mold, they have been claimed by zoologists as well as by botanists. Means they have characters similar to animals and some of the characters are similar to plants. So such organisms are to be kept in kingdom Plantae or in kingdom Animalia. So these are some shortcomings of that is Linnaeus classification. But even then you see, Linnaeus gave classification in 1758 and that was most popular one, and it stood very good type of classification even for 100 years. After about 100 years, it was felt that this classification is to be revised and the three kingdom classification was given. See now, three kingdom classification that was proposed by Ernest Haeckel, a well-known biologist, Ernest Haeckel. He introduced, that is Haeckel in 1886, about 100 years after Linnaeus. He introduced this three kingdom classification. He suggested third kingdom, that was Protista, and the Protista includes all unicellular organisms together, and these protists, mostly of these were, that is aquatic, that is eukaryotes, even unicellular fungi, unicellular so-called animal protozoan, algae, and bacteria and slime molds, all they have been kept in, that is three kingdom. So you see here, kingdom Protista, what we mean by here, kingdom Protista separated, that is unicellular organism from multicellular organism. So one of the objection of Linnaeus that was overruled here, unicellular have been separated from, that is multicellular, and this is the three kingdoms are kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. But even then, that is a few shortcomings of the Linnaeus classification are there. Therefore, there was need of four kingdom classification. After three kingdom, that is Copeland proposed, that is three kingdom classification was substituted. He proposed four kingdom classification. You can see that is handsome photograph of this Copeland and this Ernest Haeckel. At least you can remember, you can recall who is Copeland and what he has given. Copeland classified, that is organism, into four kingdom. He included Monera as the fourth kingdom. So now the kingdoms have become, that is one is Monera, one is that is, come on, that one is Protista, one is kingdom that is Plantae, and one kingdom is that is Animalia. You see, Monera, it is having unicellular and prokaryotic form. Protista has, yes, come on, unicellular, and that is all eukaryotes are kept here, and kingdom Plantae, and these are with, that is cell wall, and kingdom Animalia without cell wall. Now, 5-kingdom classification, a very popular classification. Even at present, this is very popular and widely used. This 5-kingdom classification was introduced by, that is, R.H. Whittaker in 1969. What were the basis? What were the criteria? How he has given, that is, 5 kingdom. He divided organisms into, that is, 5 kingdom. These kingdoms are Monera, that is, Protista, fungi, plantae, and Animalia. These 5 criteria on the basis of which he introduced this 5-kingdom classification. These are, one is cell structure. The organism is eukaryotic and prokaryotic. You know the meaning of eukaryotes? That is, on the cell, if doesn't have, that is, well-defined nucleus, will be known as, that is, prokaryotic, and the cell having well-defined nucleus will be known as eukaryote. One of the objection of Linnaeus is overruled here. Thallus organization, the body of the organism is unicellular or multicellular body organization. Is it? Then mode of nutrition, it can do photosynthesis, can make its food or cannot make its food. Then this is reproduction and phylogenetic relationships. Come on. Now we have to see, that is, diagram I had given to you here, that how we have to establish this phylogenetic relationship. This is the first kingdom, that is Monera. Monera, you know, that is the unicellular, and this is the prokaryotic kingdom. Unicelled and prokaryotic. From this is the kingdom Protista. This is also unicellular, but this is having the eukaryotic cell. Is it? From Protista, you see, that is 3 multicellular kingdoms have been evolved. This is kingdom Plantae, this is kingdom Fungi, this is kingdom Animalia. Therefore, we can say that this kingdom Protista is a link in between unicellular prokaryotic kingdom Monera and multicellular kingdoms. You see, Protista is simple unicellular. Similarly, the Monera is also unicellular and prokaryotic one. Kingdom Plantae, kingdom Fungi, and kingdom Animalia, these are multicellular kingdom. This one, these two are unicellular one. If we say mode of nutrition in this kingdom Plantae, they can do photosynthesis. These are autotrophy is there. These two, they cannot make their food. That's why these are heterotrophs. They used to absorb, that is food. They used to eat solid food ingestion. We have to see, that is measure ecological role. The members of kingdom Plantae, these are producers. They have to produce food through photosynthesis for themselves and for the whole universe. These are decomposers. These are meant for mineral cycling. Otherwise, all the minerals, they will be, that is blocked in, that is complex organic matter. Complex organic matter will be decomposed, and that will be mineral cycling. And this is the consumer one, which are heterotrophs one. So we say this flow diagram, that is, it was proposed by R.H. Whittaker, a well-known, that is, taxonomist and responsible, or who is known for, that is, 5-kingdom classification. Now, the same thing we can discuss the characteristics of 5-kingdom classification. Essentiality version. See 5 kingdoms, these are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, and that is Animalia. Cell type, number 1. This is prokaryotic one. All these are eukaryotes. Cell wall, very important point. In case of monoreans, the cell wall is not made up of cellulose. This is non-cellulosic. It consists of polysaccharides and amino acid. One difference, Monera, important character. In case of protist, the cell wall is present in some. Sometimes this is absent also. and some of the organism at one stage this is absent, at one stage this is present. Protista. Very important point. In reference of cell wall, this is heterogeneous one. In case of fungi, the cell wall is present, but this is not of cellulose, this is made up of chitin. In case of plantae, cell wall is present, it is made of cellulose, and Animalia it is absent. Nuclear membrane, prokaryotes, it is absent, and in all these nuclear membrane is present in all the, that is 4 kingdoms. Mode of nutrition, before that we have to see body organization. This is cellular, made of one cell. Kingdom, fungi, this is multicellular usually, mostly, and made up of loose tissue. Plantae, they have tissues and the organ, and in case of animal, that is body organization is tissue, organ grade, then system grade of body organization. Come to the last, that is characteristics. That one is mode of nutrition. In case of monoarians, all type of nutritions are present. They may be autotrophic, are able to make their food, or these are, that is heterotrophs, that is unable to make their food. In autotrophs, they may be chemotrophs, or they may be photosynthetic one. Even in photosynthetic, they may be, that is of the type which do not release oxygen, non-oxygenetic photosynthesis, or there may be, that is which releases oxygen. The all type of nutrition, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Heterotroph, they may be saprophyte, they may be parasite, even they may be, that is symbiotic also. Is it? The protist, they may be autotrophs, photosynthetic, and in photosynthesis they releases oxygen, and they may be different type of heterotrophic nutrition. Fungi, all are heterotrophs, that is parasitic, saprophytic, or even they may be, that is symbiotic, that is form of nutrition. The plantae, these are autotrophs, photoautotrophs, and truly, that is they have to release oxygen, oxygenetic photosynthesis is there, and all animals, these are heterotrophs, may be holozoic or saprophytic in nature. You see friends, based on these characteristics, many important questions they came in examination. A few samples I may ask you. Can you tell me that how many kingdoms are prokaryotic? The prokaryotic kingdoms, it is only one, that is Monera. The eukaryotic kingdoms, these are 4. Is it? Similarly, you see, the kingdom which are unicellular and which are, that is multicellular. Can you give answer of this? The unicellular kingdoms are 2. That one is Monera and that is Protista. Rest of the 3 kingdoms, these are, that is multicellular. Can you tell me how many kingdoms they have oxygenetic photosynthesis? Very important question. Oxygenetic, that is photosynthesis. You can see here, oxygenetic photosynthesis is present in Monera. Is it? It is present here in Protista, and it is present in, that is kingdom Plantae. So oxygenetic photosynthesis is done by, that is 3 kingdoms. Is it right? And one more important question. Chemosynthesis is found how many kingdoms? See the table. Chemosynthesis is present only in, that is Monera. That is chemosynthesis is present only in, that one is Monera. Is it? Come to the, that is this one, characteristics of 5 kingdom classification. As I told you earlier also, 2 kingdom classification, that is kingdom Plantae, it includes bacteria, blue-green algae, fungi, mosses, ferns, all those organisms which were with cell wall, that is gymnosperm, angiosperms, have been kept in kingdom Plantae, because all these were having, that is cell wall. What was done in 5 kingdom classification? Yes, that is in this classification, that is the prokaryotes and eukaryotes which have been brought together, they have been separated. You see, that is, it also grouped together unicellular and multicellular organism. We are talking about that is two kingdom classification. You are getting my point. 𝕆𝕆𝕍𝕀𝔻𝔼𝕆 and 𝕆𝕆𝕍𝕀𝔻 were placed together. Why? Because both of these were having cell wall. So in this context, if you say that is what are the characteristics of phi, that is kingdom classification. First we have to see what are the shortcomings of two kingdom classification. In the same way, heterotrophic fungi and autotrophic green plants have been put together. These were the limitations, that is, of two kingdom classification. Based on this, we have to see that is what are the characteristics of or merits of a five kingdom classification. You see, children, in five kingdom classification, we have to summarize it now. All prokaryotic organisms have been separated and have been grouped together under kingdom Monera. All unicellular eukaryotic organisms have been placed in kingdom Protista. No doubt that the Chlamydomonas and Chlorella, these were the algae in two kingdom classification. Paramecium and amoeba, they were placed together with, that is, phylum Protozoa, animal kingdom. But now both of these Chlamydomonas and that is this amoeba and paramecium, they have been put together because these are unicellular eukaryotes. They have been put together under, that is, kingdom Protista. Is it? Such type of changes definitely will take place in future also. We see that is 6 kingdom classification have been proposed. We have to discuss it. Even after 7 kingdom classification, that is 7 kingdom classification has also been proposed. An important point here is, you have seen detail of this 5 kingdom classification. Do you feel that some shortcomings are there in that? And that's why that is 6 classification was proposed. One of the shortcomings is, if you see kingdom Monera and kingdom Protista, these are highly heterogeneous. What we mean by, in kingdom Monera, children, you see Monera, if you see cell wall, that is, if you see nutrition, that is the organism, different type of organism in reference of the cell wall, and that is nutrition, have been grouped in one. It should not be. The same thing is with Protista. If you see different type of mode of nutrition is there in Protista, different type of cell wall may be present, may be absent. There is one kingdom, that is Protista or Monera. This is highly, that is highly objectionable. This is heterogeneous, these kingdoms are. And virus and lichens, they have been placed nowhere. There is no place in classification of this virus and this lichens. So this is about part 1 of chapter 2, biological classification. And in next class, we have to deal second part of this. This is a big chapter, important text chapter. 4 to 5 questions used to come in NEET examination. Next time, we have to deal second part of this. Thank you. Thank you very much.